Browns owner Jimmy Haslam's statements about Shedeur Sanders' future. So, the Cleveland Browns just made some huge moves. After a rough season, they've made personnel changes, and the owner, Jimmy Haslam, made some public comments to tell you everything you need to know. It looks like the organization is going all in on rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Let's break down why this seems so certain. First, you gotta look at the coaching shakeup. The head coach, Kevin Stefanski, who actually benched Sanders this year, he's gone. But the general manager, Andrew Berry, the guy who picked Sanders in the draft, he's staying. You see, that's a massive vote of confidence in the GM and his quarterback pick. Second, and this is the real bombshell, you have the owner himself, Jimmy Haslam, calling the rookies, including Sanders, the cornerstone of their future. I mean cornerstone. When an owner says that, it's pretty much the highest level of commitment you can get. It basically signals they see Sanders as their franchise quarterback. Finally, GM Andrew Berry really drove the point home. He praised Sanders' development, specifically pointing out his pocket management and situational awareness. Berry even called these veteran qualities, which is just incredible for a rookie who got very few first-team reps in practice. So when you put it all together, the personnel changes and the very specific praise from the owner and the GM, it's crystal clear that Shedeur Sanders is the centerpiece of Cleveland's long-term plan.
I want y'all to listen to this hateful stuff that the Cleveland Browns owner said about Shedeur Sanders. I ain't never in my life heard no owner diss a player after he drafted them. Listen to this, man.
Okay, but I think, what was that pick, 146? We thought he was good value at 146. We have good process, okay? And if you'd have told me, let's see, we picked him on Saturday, right? Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur, I would say that's not happening. But
did y'all hear what that man say? He basically said, I ain't want this. Man, look, y'all, this got me hot. And the crazy part, a lot of teams felt like that. Why are they feeling like that? It's not like he got personal hate for Shedeur Sanders. Why is so much hate for Shedeur Sanders, man? I thought it was talent, get to play, and the scrubs get to sit down. That's all it's about at the end of the day, right?
all right, good morning, everyone. Personnel decisions, particularly with people at the top of an organization, are always difficult. And I can tell you, having made a lot of these over the years, that this was as difficult as any we've ever had to make because of the quality of the person involved. Organized, worked hard, navigated our ship for 6 years through the inevitable ups and downs that we face in the NFL. Outstanding father and husband. And I think even you all who are around a lot probably underappreciate how much time we all spend together.
What happens when one of the NFL's most controversial owners finally admits the truth? When the cameras stop rolling, when the PR team goes silent, when there's nothing left but raw honesty about a decision that could define a franchise for the next decade. Jimmy Haslam sat down, and he said what everyone was thinking, but nobody dared to say out loud. This is that story.
Malik is not only a really good player, he's a really good person who is a leader on our defense, a leader in the defensive line room. Andrew negotiated a trade a week or two before the draft started, in which we added 3 draft picks, 2 last year, a second and a fourth or a fifth, and a first this year, okay? Then I think we had one of the better drafts that we've ever had. I think we added 4 really good football players who were either first team all-rookie or second team all-rookie, and I think Carson has a really good chance to be the NFL Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Cleveland, Ohio, a city built on steel and heartbreak, where championships are religion and quarterbacks go to die. Since 1999, the Browns have started 39 different quarterbacks. 39! Names you've forgotten, faces you barely remember, draft picks that became punchlines. Brady Quinn, Brandon Weeden, Johnny Manziel, Deshaun Kaiser, Baker Mayfield. One after another, they came with hope, and one after another, Cleveland broke them. But in early 2025, something shifted. James Arthur Haslam III didn't grow up dreaming of owning football teams. He grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, the son of Jim Haslam Sr., founder of Pilot Flying J, one of the largest truck stop chains in North America. Born in 1954, Jimmy learned business at his father's knee: fuel, logistics, the brutal arithmetic of profit margins. He attended the University of Tennessee, played wide receiver for the Volunteers, though he never made a dent in the stat sheets. 6'1", average speed, good hands but not great. What he had was ambition and money, lots of it. In 2012, Haslam bought the Cleveland Browns for $1.05 billion. He walked into a press conference wearing an orange tie and a smile that said he believed he could fix this. "We're gonna do this right," he promised. Cleveland wanted to believe him. Coaches fired, GMs replaced, first-round picks wasted. The factory of sadness kept churning. Haslam became the punchline, the meddling owner, the man who couldn't stop interfering, the guy who let a homeless man influence draft decisions. Yes, that actually happened. By 2024, the Browns were stuck. Deshaun Watson's contract was an anchor. The roster was aging. The fans were exhausted.
I understand he's a rookie. I understand the circumstances is a bad team. But if you look, nobody on the offense is going to the Pro Bowl.
Not at all.
No. So, like, I think those were overblown. That being said, what do I make of the statements? I make of the statements what I should make of the statements. What, in a sea of extremism, in a sea of my silo or your silo, the Browns, despite the fact they usually do everything stupid, actually their comments here make sense. It is quite clear that the Browns don't for sure have the answer at quarterback.
And then Shedeur Sanders entered the conversation. Shedeur Deion Sanders Jr. was born on February 7th, 2002 in Tyler, Texas. His father? Yeah, that Deion Sanders, primetime, Hall of Famer, two-sport legend. Growing up, Shedeur didn't just learn football. He learned how to be a star, how to handle pressure, how to own the moment when everyone's watching. 6'1", 215 pounds, right-handed quarterback with a laser arm and NFL bloodlines. He played high school ball at Trinity Christian School in Cedar Hill, Texas, threw for over 8,000 yards, led his team to back-to-back state championships. Committed to Florida Atlantic, then flipped to Jackson State when his father became head coach in 2020. At Jackson State, Shedeur wasn't just good, he was dominant. Freshman year, 3,231 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Sophomore year, 3,732 yards, 40 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, another SWAC title. Then Deion left for Colorado, and Shedeur followed. Boulder, Colorado, 2023. The Buffaloes were coming off a 1-11 season. Nobody expected anything. Shedeur stepped onto that campus like he owned it. Game 1, Colorado 45, TCU 42. Shedeur threw for 510 yards and 4 touchdowns against the defending national runner-up. The college football world lost its mind. He finished the season with 3,230 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, led Colorado to a 4-8 record, but the offense was electric. Year 2 at Colorado, 3,926 yards, 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, completed 74.2% of his passes, led the Buffs to a 9-4 record and a bowl victory. Mock draft started putting his name in the top 5. Cleveland was watching. By January 2025, the rumors were everywhere.
When it was in the offseason, you got to embrace the smoke again and get ready. And this time you got to ramp it up and get better. So everybody know what they got to do. This ain't no cakewalk. It's about to be a bumpy ride. He said exactly what he was supposed to say.
Guys, Dustin? What'd you think of the comments? The quarterback, the comments from both Barry and Jimmy on the quarterback situation.
They pretty much said what I.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. I don't know if anything
Great job.
specific jumped out. I mean,
Great job.
I don't disagree with anything you guys said.
Yeah.
Until you have the answer at quarterback.
Shedeur to Cleveland. The Browns trading up. Haslam ready to make a splash. But there was noise, criticism, doubt. He's just a product of his father's hype machine. He can't play in cold weather. He's too Hollywood for Cleveland. The national media tore into the idea. Talking heads on ESPN said it would be another Browns disaster. Twitter laughed. And then Jimmy Haslam did something he almost never does. He told the truth. February 12th, 2025, a private donor event in downtown Cleveland. Haslam was speaking to a small group. No cameras, no reporters, just boosters and season ticket holders. Someone asked about the quarterback position. Haslam paused, took a breath. "Look," he said, "we've done this wrong for 25 years. We've chased the safe pick, the project, the guy who fits the mold, and every single time we've failed." He leaned forward. "Shedeur Sanders is different. I don't care what anyone says. That kid has it. He's got the arm, he's got the poise, he's got the winning DNA. And yeah, his dad's Deion Sanders. You know what that tells me? That tells me he's been coached by the best. He's been prepared for this his whole life." Someone in the crowd asked if he was worried about the media circus. Haslam smiled. "Media circus? Have you seen what we've been doing here for 2 decades? We are the circus. At least with Shedeur, we'd have a ringmaster who knows what he's doing." The audio leaked 2 days later. Social media exploded. Some loved it. Finally, an owner willing to take a swing, willing to bet on talent instead of playing it safe. Others called it desperation, another Haslam gamble destined to blow up in Cleveland's face. But the truth was out. Haslam wanted Shedeur Sanders, and he wasn't hiding it anymore. April 24th, 2025, NFL Draft, Detroit, Michigan. The Tennessee Titans held the first overall pick. They took Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland, picking 5th, watched him go. Haslam sat in the war room stone-faced. General Manager Andrew Berry stood beside him. Head coach Kevin Stefanski stared at the monitor. They'd tried to trade up. Tennessee said no, the price was too high. Cleveland took a defensive end instead, a good player, a safe player, but not Shedeur. 3 weeks later, Haslam gave an interview to The Athletic. "He tried," he said. "We did everything we could to get him, but sometimes you don't control the board." Reporter asked if he had any regrets about the leaked audio. Haslam shook his head. "No regrets. I meant every word. Shedeur Sanders is going to be a star in this league. I wish it was with us, but I'm not going to lie to our fans anymore. They deserve honesty, even when it's uncomfortable." Shedeur's rookie season in Tennessee, 3,847 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, led the Titans to an 8-9 record. Not perfect, but promising. Cleveland finished 6-11. Their quarterback carousel continued. Haslam kept his head down, stayed out of the headlines, let his football people do their jobs. But everyone in Cleveland knew the truth. They'd wanted Shedeur Sanders, and they'd missed him. This isn't a story with a happy ending. Not yet, anyway. Jimmy Haslam shopped the NFL by saying what owners never say, that they'd failed, that they'd been wrong, that they were willing to take a risk on someone the critics doubted. He didn't get his guy, but he told the truth.